Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Let me know when you pop on. Make sure to say hello. I'm Teresa with Teresa Renee Art. I'm the owner of Decoupage Queen and the Royal Court Arts and Crafts. We are broadcasting live to 5 places this morning. So if you're somewhere and I'm responding to a comment that you don't see, it could be that somebody's watching in a different place. Most people are probably going to be watching over at my page, the Royal Court Arts, the Teresa Renee Art page. Hello, Amanda. Hello, Pat. Hello, Cindy. Hello, Tammy. Hi, Jill. Hi, Sue. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Gingy. Hello, Rima, Brenda, Carrie. I hope you guys are doing great. We're here today, Kathy, Cheryl. Hello, hello. If you are, I do have a couple of Facebook users. So we are using StreamYard, which means you have to give Facebook permission for me to see your name on my end, which is going to be, if you go to streamyard.com/Facebook, and it's just a little simple process that will allow you're basically giving Facebook permission, or sorry, StreamYard permission for me to see your name. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I wanted to just kind of talk about what we're going to be doing. We are going to be doing, and I looked at the series. It's going to be about 40 weeks, you guys. This is going to be a very long, in-depth series. And the purpose of me doing this is to create a knowledge base or a library for our friends here in the USA, or really anywhere in the world, who want more detailed information about how to use our Pentart products. I did this same series with the retailers in the United States. And I think they all found it very beneficial. You guys can chime into that, whether or not you agree with that. And so what we decided to do, since they all learned a lot, but the problem was that sometimes it's easier to kind of like refer to a video. And the problem is that our retailers group is in a private group. We all often talked about other things that weren't related to the products. And so it's a great resource for them, but they're not able to share that with the public whenever the public has a question. So we're creating this series for you so that our retailers can go, look, this is where you need to watch everything you need to know about XYZ product. Now, I will tell you, I do not know everything there is to know. I don't. But I also know that I'm probably going to have some people who may be able to fill in the gaps. Come on, there are certain things that I'm just not going to be able to teach. And so when that happens, we will have somebody else come in and do that for you. For example, paint pouring. Did you know we have products that you can do paint pouring with? Well, they're amazing, but I personally do not do paint pouring. So we'll invite somebody else who knows how to do that to come on and fill in for those sessions as well. Also, if you're following along on the Royal Court page or Teresa Renee Art or YouTube, you can actually share these videos or tag somebody in them who might be interested in getting the information that you're getting. Normally, we're going to be live at 10 a.m. Today, since it's our first day, I felt like I needed a little bit more time, and I had some personal things going on. So 10:30 today only, but from here on out, it will be 10. Hello, everybody. Gosh, we have a lot of people. We have a lot of people on. So I thank you guys for being here. Today we're going to talk about one product. We're going to mix a couple things in there as well, mostly because a lot of our products do work together, but we're here to focus on heavy body gel. And if we introduce other products, it's just by nature of the product. They're designed to work together. So we are going to do a couple of short demos. It's not going to be a full-blown project. Thank you, Sue. I appreciate it. I think so too. I think it's going to be really, really informative. There's a lot of information out there but this kind of puts it together in one place for you. And, you know, it happens to be something that I'm really passionate about. I love these products. I've been using them almost exclusively for 4 or 5 years. I learned from one of the best artists really in the worldwide. His name is Vasilis Kontos. And I don't know if he is watching, but he taught me quite a bit. And then I've just kind of learned and experimented. Don't be afraid to experiment. It's all in, you know, trial and error. Just experiment. Okay, so I'm so sorry I'm freezing. You may have to go out and come back in. Am I freezing for anybody else? Let me know. My connection looks pretty strong, so I think I'm okay. I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera down, you guys. I hope you don't need any more background, but we'll just kind of talk about it along the way. If you don't know who I am the creator and owner of Decoupage Queen, and we also have a distribution company where we bring in tons of other brands, primarily Pentart. Okay, everybody's saying it's good. Pentart is our main, you know, Decoupage Queen, Paper Designs, and Pentart. Those are our main three. We've started introducing LeBlanc and Calembour papers and other AB Studios, ITD, other brands of paper. But Pentart is kind of our go-to for decoupage glue, paints, etc. And we're the distributors here in the United States. We have retailers across the United States, and we do also supply retailers in Canada. If you are looking for a retailer, Sue may be able to drop the link. I don't know if Sue, if you can come over to Facebook and drop a link. But the website that you need to go to is theroyalcourtarts.com/retailers. And if I have any retailers who are on, feel free to drop your links too. If you carry these products, by all means, we're not going to leave you without knowing where to find them. All right, let me turn my camera. Let's get my other camera going. I'm going to just stop talking. I'm sure you're going to have questions, and we will get right to it. All right, so let me add this one. And I may not be able to answer all the questions because we have a lot of people on this morning and it's scrolling by really fast. Okay. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate it. We've got people waiting for the new Decoupage Queen release. There will be one. Okay. All right, you guys. So today, again, as I mentioned, we are going to talk about heavy body gel. Let's start by showing you the product. This does come in a few different sizes. Here in the USA, this product gets a lot of attention, the glossy, but the matte is every bit as good as the glossy for different reasons. So let me start by opening each one and I'll show you. Oh, this one's new. I don't want to, let me grab my one that's already open. I go through probably a bottle of this a week, the 250 milliliter size, because I literally use this particular one, the glossy. I use this in just about every single project that I do. If you watch my lives, you're familiar with me and my love affair of heavy body gel glossy. The reason why I personally like glossy is because it's very versatile and it dries clear. Okay, so it does dry clear, whereas the matte dries, it does dry matte, but it also dries opaque. So it will dry with a little bit of a not clear finish. Okay, so I want to show you side by side. This is an example of each one of them side by side that I kind of prepared in advance. I used the stencil to show you sort of the finish. And I had mixed both of them with art mica we're going to focus a lot on art mica today, but this isn't the art mica session. We'll do a separate session for art mica, but it does work very well with heavy body gel. So I wanted to show you, this is the art mica golden green, and I mixed both the heavy body gel glossy and the heavy body gel matte, and I put it through a stencil side by side so that you could see the difference. This one dries a lot shinier and it has a glossy finish, and it also dries more transparent so that you can see the mica powder really, really showing through here. So it's golden green and you see that color, that beautiful color. Now over here, we use the matte. And so as I'm twirling it around, you can't really see the shine as much. However, it is still very beautiful. And one thing that I want to point out is that it gave it a little bit of a pearlescent finish. And I didn't really realize that it was going to do that. So it still shows the metallic of the mica powder, but it's more like pearlized, if that makes sense. Whereas this is going to be more shiny, glossy, metallic. Okay, so I wanted to kind of start out by showing you the difference in the dried finish. And then let's talk about a couple of other uses for heavy body gel. We are going to do a little bit of mixing today. I use it as a glue. So it is going to stick heavy objects onto a surface, and we'll demonstrate that here in a minute. It's going to stick awkward objects onto a surface that might otherwise just slide off because it's going to really grab and hold. So like this could be really lumpy and uneven, but heavy body gel could handle something like this sticking onto a surface, no problem. And so as a glue, it's my go-to. It holds for me for molds, including heavy molds for furniture. I even think we've converted some of our furniture artists to heavy body gel instead of their tight bond or weld bond, because it really is very strong, and it especially grabs on to onto those molds, and it doesn't start sliding down. You don't really have to tape it. Now, if it's really heavy, then yeah, you're going to want to tape it. But I wish I had my my angel wings here so I could show you, because I had a pair of MDF angel wings that I was trying to apply to a mannequin, and it was very uneven. I just took a very thick layer of heavy body gel and I stuck it down, and I smushed it down into there, and I kind of let it stabilize and dry overnight, and it's still going strong. A lot of people are saying they use it on their furniture. I used it here. So I took, it's really useful when you're trying to, like, assemblage is an art form. Like Tim Holtz does a lot of assemblage where you're gluing pieces together to make a new object. This is a paper mache egg. This is just a candlestick, and I use heavy body gel to attach them together. And again, it's still going strong. So I won't say it's indestructible. I have had to re-glue pieces back together, but it's no problem with heavy body gel. You can just re-glue things back together. And as far as the glue goes, I will say the matte and the glossy work about the same. So what I'm going to ask you guys, okay, no problem, Sue. What I'm going to ask you guys is if you can save your questions until the end, because I'm going to be working. I'm not going to be stopping and focusing a lot on the comments, but I will save time at the end for questions. And let's please keep your questions limited to what we've talked about. Let's not go off on tangents. We've got 40 weeks. We've got 40 weeks to cover it all. I want to take our time. I want to explore each product fully and give it the attention that it deserves. And I don't want to jump ahead. Okay. So that's my request. Let's start. We're going to start with a couple of tags. I'm going to do a Valentine's tag, and I'm going to do a couple of little Easter tags. And I got 3 little frames here that I pulled out. These are casted with black resin, and they're Prima molds, in case you're wondering. Let's see. I've got another one. Oh, here it is. It's right here. Okay. So we're going to use a couple of different papers. We're going to use an AB paper, a La Blanche paper, and a decoupage queen paper. And we're going to do these tags like 3 different ways. You're so welcome. I'm thrilled, actually, to be able to do this. All right, so let's see. I think we can do this one here. And let's see if we've got a bunny that will fit this guy. I think he looks good. These are just going to be demos where I'm not trying to get, this isn't a demo about making tags. This is a demo about heavy body gel. So I'm going to keep it pretty simple. For purposes of what we're doing. Let's see. I think I want something else. I think I want this guy, this little chick right here. All right, so let's do, let's go ahead and get this out. And I just want to show you, because heavy body gel is such a versatile product, I want to show you some different ways to use it that you might not have thought of. And that might not be necessarily obvious to you. We're going to be breaking out. We've got tons and tons of very, very popular products that we can't keep in stock, but we have tons and tons and tons of other products too that should be every bit as popular that we just don't use that much for whatever reason. So we're going to be breaking out all the obscure things too and giving everything at its moment. Okay. Vasilis does lives on Pentart. I think he goes live a few times a month. Jill is also amazing. There are several creators who go live on the Pentart page. Jill Humphrey, where are you at, girl? Are you here? And they are English speaking live. I know sometimes if you watch the Pentart page and you go over there, you may be disappointed to find that they're speaking Hungarian. I don't think there's a closed captioning like translator necessarily, but you can still learn a lot by watching them. And then every week they do have an English speaking presenter as well. So if you look at their calendar that they post on Sundays, you'll be able to see who the presenters are that week, and it will tell you what language they're in. So look for Vasilis, look for Jill Humphrey, and both of them are amazing. And then I'm on over there once a month. All right, so I'm going to get that on there. This one, I think we're going to use this guy. I like that one. And then this one, we're going to use this guy. So let me show you the reason why I'm doing little simple tags and decoupage is because we're going to decorate the backs. First, we're going to get this decoupage on here, but then we're going to decorate the backs with heavy body gel through a stencil in some colors that we might not have thought about before. All right, so let me snip this off. Yay, Jill. Thanks for joining. Yeah, so Jill has a wealth of product knowledge. Anything that I don't know, she more than likely would be able to answer as well. There were many times, Jill, I have to say, when I did the training for my retailers, there were many times I wished that you were one of our retailers so that you could chime in and help me. Okay. Of course, we have many retailers who have been, we've got retailers, you guys, who have been using Pentart with us from day one, who I now consider also to be experts. And then we have all of our retailers have access to all of the information that we've provided as well. You know, you can always ask any of your questions to any of our retailers. If they don't know the answer, they definitely will be able to get it. I know a lot of our retailers also do lives and demonstrate in their lives and in their shops. A lot of them have started teaching workshops and classes on how to use these as well. Nancy does demos in our decoupage and mixed media inspirations group. Terry Lightsey is live every week, several times a week on her page, demonstrating. So there's no shortage of places to find things. Okay, so I'm just going to get some decoupage glue. I'm going to decoupage these little tags on there. Next, we're going to use heavy body gel to stick down the frames. I think he needs to come down just a little bit more. We're going to try to add a couple little embellishments so I can show you how well that works. I'm using our Pentart decoupage glue in matte. This is the one that I like. I'm completely out of stock at the moment, but I actually just went by the shop and saw that my box is sitting there. So I'll be adding that as soon as we're done here. All right, so this is my little Valentine's one. And I'll get that on here as well. And then we're going to stencil the backs of these 3 different ways. And we're going to use the heavy body gel to stick our mold on. All right. And get this down as well. Illustrators. Okay, so there we go. There we go. All right, let's get that on. Does it come in larger bottles? Yes, it does. All right, now let me grab my tool. We're going to use the glossy. And I'm going to go ahead and stick that on with the glossy. If I can find my tool. I just cleaned all my brushes and I had them all nice and organized. Here we go. Here we go. So palette knife, you definitely want to have a palette knife handy, and it's pretty thick. So when you scoop it out, look how thick that is. So, and anything that you stick onto it is just going to grab right in there. Like, see how I'm flipping it over and it's not falling off my, my brush? That's because it's so thick. So I'm going to go ahead and take it and kind of gradually go around the back of my mold. And it doesn't have to, and I'm not coating it on like glue necessarily. I do want a couple areas elevated so that it will sink down in there and grab on. All right. So I'm going to stick that down. And then because it will smush out a little bit around the sides, you can just take a little paintbrush and clean up with a little paintbrush around the sides. So the 500 milliliter, just so you guys know, is only available if we're talking about decoupage glue. 500 milliliter right now is only available in the silky shine finish, which I do not like. So I don't buy it that much. I don't buy it in that size. But I have asked Pentart to give us the matte. So they have said yes, and we're just waiting on it to be produced. So we will be getting the matte in the 500 milliliter size probably in a few months. And we're talking about decoupage glue. The heavy body gel only comes in, well, it comes in 50 milliliters. It comes in 100, and it comes in 250 size. And I think we have both in all three sizes, but I'm not 100% sure. It may be that we only have the glossy in all three sizes. I'm not positive. I'll have to look. All right, so I'm going to sit that down and go from here. Set that down. All right. Yeah, so I use heavy body gel for every size project that I do. And right now I'm using it as a glue. I could also use the matte here. That would be fine too. Just with the matte, just keep in mind if you have a lot that seeps out that you're not able to clean up with a brush, it's going to look a little bit milky when it dries. So this one I like as an insurance policy because it does dry clear, so that if I forget to clean up an area, it dries clear. Now it's going to be glossy, but I can always come back over it with a matte varnish and dull it back down. So that's why I use the glossy as a glue. All right, so stick this down. My little rabbit's slightly crooked, but that's okay. I don't care. All right. Now, one of the things that I love about Pentart is they have tons and tons of products that are already made where you don't really have to worry about mixing anything together. You know, you can just sort of use them off the shelf and it's perfect. But there are times when maybe you're in a pinch. Okay, let's say, for example, that you're, let's say, for example, that your glaze paste, let's say that your glaze paste in red, you go to use it and it's completely dried. Sometimes that happens. And you're in a pinch, you can't wait for an order to get here, but you happen to have red mica powder and heavy body gel, then guess what? You could totally make your own stencil paste, okay? So that's what we're going to kind of demonstrate today is how you can blend and mix these colors together to make whole new creations that you might not have even ever thought of. So I'm going to hit this with a dryer real fast And then we're gonna switch our camera down, or sorry, switch our tags over to work on the other side. We're going to do a little bit of alchemy. We're going to be doing mixology. Hi, Michelle. I'm glad you're here. So we're going to be doing a little bit of mixology for making our own custom color blends for stencil paste. And we are going to be using the glossy. Again, it's my preference. Now, I'm sure somebody could come over and show you a whole demo full of projects with the matte. Some people love the matte, and honestly, I go, well, tell me what you're using it for. Okay, so I'm going to start with this guy, and I'm going to try to get to the green in his jacket or something that will complement the green in his jacket. So I'm using the gold. This is the golden green mica powder. And I'm going to get in there. Okay. And start mixing this up. And I already know how this is going to dry because of my example that I showed you first. Where is my little example? I must have put it, I don't know where I put it. So I already know how that's going to dry. But let's say that I felt like maybe it needs a little bit more blue in it, like a little more teal. Then I could come in with my blue. And this is the golden blue. And I could add a little touch of that and find something that I'm happy with. You can do the same thing. You can use the mica powders. You know, again, this isn't a demo on mica powders, but you could do that same thing with paint. Like if you mix it with it in a clear varnish or something, you can create custom colors that way too. All right, so I'm thinking now I might want to go just a little bit darker. So I'm going to add a touch of brown. This is the golden brown. So I'm just going to add a touch of that as well. And I know I have a transparent pigment green at the shop, but I don't have it here. So I'm just adding a little touch of the golden. This is, what is this called? This one is called golden brown. And I'm adding a little touch of that as well. And then I'm probably going to come back in and put some more green in it. Okay. So now I'm going to put a little bit more green in it because I think I got it too muddy. Let's put a little more green in it. So I'm kind of going for a little bit of a tealish olive. Something not quite as bright as my original color. All right, I like that. I kind of like that. All right. Good morning, Kimberly. All right, so I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to go ahead and paint the back side of this with my, do I want black? I don't think I want black. Let's do this one. Let's paint this one with antique copper first on the back. We're going to let that dry, and then we'll come and do our stencil through it. And we'll see how it looks. The other thing you could do if you wanted, because you can basically make, you know, you're making your own stencil paste. So if you wanted to add some glitter in here, you could totally add glitter. I'll let you guys No, right now we're mixing with heavy body gel. That's what we're doing right now. But if you wanted to make a paint, you could mix it with a regular varnish. I probably wouldn't mix it with the decoupage glue because it's a little too thick. All right, so let's dry this. And then we're going to get a little stencil. Do you guys want to add a little bit of glitter or no? Let me know if you want to add a little bit of glitter. We can. We can if we want to. Ooh. I got that until I should have closed up my powder. Do you want to add glitter or no? This is glitter is always a good idea. They want to add glitter, you guys. I think we can't disappoint. Let's add a little bit of glitter. All right, so I happen to have this little bucket full of glitter here. I've got glitter and beads. I have tons of fun stuff. Remember, this is going to dry. The base of this is clear. So the glitter has a pretty good chance of showing up, even though we have lots of mica powder in there. I kind of I'm thinking this one. So let's do this one. This is a little sparkle. So let's add that in there, because why not? And let's mix this up just a little bit more. All right. And now I'm going to take my stencil. Oof. And I'm going to use this one. This is my Distressed Harlequin. Let's do this one. Do it over here. I don't know if I mixed enough or not, but can you guys see? Let me zoom in a little bit. Actually, I can't zoom in that much. Come down over here. I think I want to stick it right there. All right, let's get this on. We have now created our own beautiful custom color with heavy body gel as the base. I would venture to say on most of the paste products that we have, like, for example, ice crystal paste or ice effect or rainbow paste, on most of the paste, I would venture to say it's the same base as this. Especially the ones that do dry transparent. Let's come over here. I didn't leave myself enough working space when I put this down. So making a little bit of mess with my hands, but that's okay. Move that out with this. Okay. I'm going to peel this off. And now we have our own custom stencil there. We're going to set this to the side and we're going to keep going. And then we'll force them dry at the end if they're not dry already. Good morning, Terry. How are you? Thank you for joining. I was talking about you earlier. All right, so let me move. I'm going to just slide this thing under here. We're going to do a red next. And do you guys want to use the mica powder or the pigment powder for the red? Let me know. We can either use the transparent pigment or we can use red mica powder. Either way. This is just, this is called Spatchers. It's just a silicone brush. Pigment is still, oh, she wants to use both. Pigment. Okay, let's do the transparent pigment this time. All right, let's go. Let's go over here. I think I'm gonna paint this one. How about silver? I don't know. What goes with red? Really pretty. Oh, I know. How about let's do white gold. Let's do white gold. Okay. We'll do white gold. And we're going to try to keep the sessions around an hour, but and I'm trying to break it down into smaller chunks. There may be times when we go over, but just plan from now for the next 40 weeks. Just plan to spend your Saturday mornings with me. And I promise you, we're going to have tons of fun. We're going to experiment along the way. There will be very few times that I have like the exact thing that I'm going to do exactly planned out, because I don't want to miss any opportunities to be spontaneous. I'll try to do my hair and makeup, but I can't make any guarantees that that's always going to happen. I'm just saying, it's not always possible. I have 3 kids. All right. Bear with me 1 minute. I'm going to go stick this in the sink, you guys. I'll be right back. My girls are usually assistants and they can help me. Let's go ahead and figure out what we're going to do on this side too. I think maybe a soft blue because I want to do a purple. So let's do, this one, the delicate metallic. Dina, I know. We had so much fun over there, didn't we? It was so fun. Okay, let's see. See if I missed anything. All right, so I'm going to do this blue over here. So we're doing stencils in 3 different color combinations, but it is basically unlimited. I mean, with the amount of add-ins and things that are available, and you don't even really have to use Pentart products, even though we have tons of things that you can mix in. It's like you could make any combination you wanted. You could do, for Halloween, black mica with a black a black glitter. How pretty would that be? So anyway, I'm just think outside the box. Just because you don't have the color available on the shelf doesn't mean you can't make something really cool. It's a telegram. Okay, so Yay, Dina, that sounds like so much fun. I also wanted to mention Pentart does have a line of stencil paste, which I have not bought their stencil paste because I'm like, why would we want to buy all this pre-made stencil paste when we can totally make our own in any color, anytime? So I'm just putting that out there. You can do either, Michelle. You can dust it on after. So for this one, let's do the dust on after, and I'll show you that. Okay, so I think for this, I think I want to do something a little more romantic. Let's do this stencil, and we'll do the maybe we'll do this one. We'll do the border, just a little filigree. This is the French border stencil. I think that's dry enough. All right, I'm gonna stick this one down. This is my Valentine's Day. We're gonna go with red here, and let's grab our, where's my knife, you guys? I need a full-time assistant. Does anybody live close to Atlanta that wants to be my keeper, full-time assistant? Oh my goodness, you guys. Okay. Let's switch this over. Get this stuff out of the way. He's upstairs playing his video game, Betty. He's on, I think he's on Minecraft or something. My girls are at a, they usually will help me, but they are at a babysitting boot camp today. So they are learning about all things babysitting. We have pigment paste and we have transparent pigment dispersion. One is more pasty, one is transparent. I think I'm going to go with the, transparent one. Now, this is not, it doesn't have any metallic properties to it, so it's not going to be metallic. Just so you guys know, if we wanted to make it metallic, we would do the super red mica powder. So I don't know if that changes your answer about which one you want to use. It's totally fine with me either way. Let's get this on here. But like you said, a couple of you kind of said maybe do both. We could do that. But I am also going to sprinkle some glitter on it. All right, so this is the transparent pigment. One drop is going to go a really long way. So put it in a drop at a time. I mean, and that is really, really red. It's going to go a very long way. Like I said, I'm going to add glitter on top this time so people can see how that would look, and rather than being mixed in. Yeah, so this was one drop colored it this red. One drop. And remember, okay, so remember the product before it, the heavy body gel, before it dries, is going to be milky. So you have to factor that in, because right now it sort of looks pink, but that's because the product isn't dry yet. So once it dries, all that milky goes away and you're left with transparent. So a good way to kind of tell, one thing you can do is sort of smooth it on like this, like to get it really thin, just to kind of see how saturated your color is. I feel like this is probably okay for my red. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to smush this on the stencil. And then before I take it off, I'm actually going to sprinkle a little bit of glitter on top. And because it's a glue, it will totally grab that glitter. No problem. Okay, so let's get this on here. I mixed way too much. I didn't mix enough before. This time I mixed way too much, but that's okay because I have a lot of it. All right, so let me get my little silicone blade again. And I'm going to go like that. And I'm actually going to apply, I'll come all the way down to the end. So I'm going to apply the glitter before I lift it off this time. You can apply it either before or after. The excess will shake off anywhere that it's not sticking, but I really just want you to see kind of what we're left with. And should I do silver or gold? Let's do gold. All right, so I'm just going to take a little bit of gold glitter. And I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle it on. And it's just going to stick right on to that glue. And then I'm going to go wash my stencil. All right, so let me go rinse my stencil. I'll be right back. Jumped over where? Oh. All right, so pull that off. I'll be right back. I don't want this. I don't want that. I could just paint over that. All right, I'll be right back. The scraper is just helping it to get on there a little more smoothly. No, I don't remember where I got this. It came in a pack of 3. All right, so there's 2 out of 3 done. And let's come over. We're going to be doing lots of tags in our demos too, guys, because they're just easy and we can show things multiple ways when we do tags. All right, and then I was thinking I got to show you, I have to show you this purple. Oh my gosh. So I saw Vasilis. He was live last week and I watched him use this color and I was like, oh my gosh. And then at first I was like, do we have that color? I don't even think we have that color. And I went to the shop and sure enough, we had the color. So I had to get it. And I went by there this morning. The one he used was Magic Violet. I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. So let me show you this color. This is called Magic Violet. I never even opened this jar before. So this is the first time I'm using this color. Like I said, we've got tons of stuff that I've never even used. All right, so Magic Violet. Let's get this on here. And he actually made like a paint out of it. I was like, what the heck? Yeah, but there's lots of stuff like that that we have that just doesn't get Doesn't get enough love. So we're going to be experimenting. And if you guys have suggestions too of something you want me to see, because we have all of it at the shop, by all means, you can share your suggestions as well. So that's the Magic Violet. I'm going to put a little bit more of there in there. It is very pretty. I'll put a little bit more. And it dries like, it's like, what? Okay, so that's Magic Violet. And I'm going to put that through this one. Let's do that right there. Okay, Magic Violet. Here we go, Magic Violet. And again, the milkiness currently is affecting the color, but you'll see when it dries. Take my little blade. Yes, you can use it to add texture to a canvas before you paint. You can mix it with paint to make your paint more like an impasto. All right, I'll be right back. So yes, let's say that you are a canvas painter, you paint with acrylics. You can definitely mix this with paint to make your paint thicker and more like a thick impasto to leave behind texture in your paintings. You can find our retailers at the royalcourtarts.com/retailers. And that's where you can find someone who has the stencils, or retailers. If you've got the stencils and you can help Yvonne, feel free. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and dry these. Another thing I wanted to show you, if you watch my live from Tuesday of last week, we actually used Galaxy flakes. We used heavy body gel with Galaxy flakes, and we made a paste out of it, mixed it with a little bit of pigment and glitter, and we put it on the inside of this ornament and made this little pearlescent thing. So the color starts to get a little bit deeper as it dries, because now the it's just the mica showing through, and it's not dulled down by the opacity of the medium. Okay. We're getting there. It's not exactly super fast drying. You can also put heavy body gel. You can put it in a mold, like a thin mold. You can put it, layer it in, and let it dry for probably 3 or 4 days, and then pull it off. You'll have a flexible casting. It takes quite a bit to do that, and it takes a long time to dry. So but you can definitely use it that way as well. It really is, like, to me, that's why we start with it, because it is, in my opinion, the most versatile product that they have. So let's see if we're being close to it. It's still pretty sticky. It may not dry the whole way. Yeah, mold, you can put it through molds. Again, like I said, it's probably the most versatile product that we have. So I'm just gonna, I think this one is probably the most dry. So I'm gonna flip this over, and then I'm just gonna show you a couple more things. I'm gonna grab some paint. Let's use, I'm using the metallic. I just want to show you a couple more things with it. You can use it, yes, you can definitely use it alone in a stencil for texture, for sure. That is definitely a good way to use it. This color, if you're curious, is called Ivy Green. All right, so I'm going to try not to touch that back there. And I'm going to go ahead and paint the rest of my tag. We're going to add just a couple little embellishments using the heavy body gel. Usually, so it's gotten to the point now when I list out, you know, I always, when I do a project, generally I will list out the products that I used for my project. You can safely assume that somewhere along the line I've used heavy body gel, but I just don't mix it anymore. I don't list that, and I don't list decoupage glue anymore, because it's like just so basic. It's like, you know, just part of what I do. So it's a must-have. If you haven't used heavy body gel before, let me know. I'm just curious who has not used it. A couple of our retailers have starter kits. It's a basic set that has some of the kind of starter products in it. So guys, if you have that, the basics kit, which also it has like a 50 milliliter size. If you have that basics kit, drop those links too. All right, and then I'm trying to think, I mean, we could go on and on, you guys. We could go on and on. So Michelle hasn't used it, but wants to. It's not the only glue that I ever use. We're going to have a whole session dedicated to just glues. Let's see. Okay. So I just painted a little thing. I mean, the next thing I'm going to show you is pretty simple, but I just want to demonstrate how useful it really is. Okay, so put that down. There may be times when I'm going to dry this real fast, and I'm just going to wax it real quick. If anybody has the basics kit, feel free to send them to Lynn and Christina. So see how pretty that stencil goes with our green over here? I think it's really pretty. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to show you is like has to do with adding embellishment. So see these little green beads, and let's see, what else do I have here? I've got all kinds of little fun beads. You can create little areas of texture and interest using other types of objects. And in this case, I have my micro beads. Micro beads as well. Actually, you know what? I want to use these. These are the Pentart micro beads in gold, and then I'll use those too. So I'm just going to show you the power of this stuff when you're adding little embellishments as well. So let's say I wanted to put some little beads inside here. I can take my heavy body gel and grab, and I'm going to kind of dot it on. And we know that it's going to dry clear, so I'm not worried that it's leaving a lot of white. Okay, so I'm going to take my little brush and dot that on. And I'm going to now take, I'm going to take a few of these larger ones first. This is, I think I got these at Hobby Lobby, guys. This is like check, that's what it's called. It's check glass beads. And okay, don't want that one, he's too big. So check glass beads, and see how nicely that's kind of sticking in there for the most part. All right, so I got those beads, and now I'm going to, making a mess. I'm going to come in with the micro beads, and I'm going to sprinkle those down in here too. And it's just going to stick right under that gel where I applied it. And then I'm going to add a little bit of the gold ones. Just gives it a little bit more texture and interest. I think I maybe, so for my retailers, I'm not sure who has it, but I may actually be sold out of them because I ran out of the boxes. But I know some of our retailers may still have them. So, but I'll get them back in, don't worry. I'm going to try to be well stocked before each demo, and I'm going to post in the retailers group. We're going to give them advance notice so that they can be stocked up too, so that we don't run into people looking for stuff that can't find it. All right, so, and just see how well that sticks on without me having to lose my mind. Okay, and we'll finish. I'm not going to do it right now, but the concept that I had for this one was, after I painted it, was to kind of like go in and stick a couple little flowers around it, which I will still do, but the heavy body gel is going to handle that beautifully. I have a couple of little butterflies. So really kind of like oddly shaped objects. You can apply no problem without sitting there having to keep your finger on it, because again, it is a very quick grabbing type of thing. So like this one, this butterfly that's kind of, you know, thin, and you know, I could add that on with just a little touch of heavy body gel and it's totally fine. Okay. So I'm going to keep going on my own. I'm probably done for today. There's one more thing I want to show you too, though, before I go. Heavier object like this. These are our mitt form castings, and this is heavy. It's real metal and it's quite heavy. And I thought I would stick him like kind of down here, right here on the bottom. And this is an uneven surface. Let me wax this guy real first before I stick that on, because I'm not going to be able to wax around it. Where's my wax? So you can start asking questions. If you have any questions, you can definitely start. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions. Now's the time. Lynn. All of our retailers, you can find them at the Royal Court Arts /retailers. That is how to find one that is near you. You know, please support a retailer that's close to you, if you can. They're going to be able to give you like the most personalized experience. All right, so I'm just getting a little bit of gold antique paste on there. We'll cover waxes and antique paste another time. But I just wanted to show you this before I leave regarding this little metal piece here that I want to stick down here. Should I stick him? What do you guys think? You want him up top or down here at the bottom? I think he's covering up all our beautiful beads. I guess that's okay. Are we okay with that if we put that on there? I don't know. I mean, this is more to demonstrate the power of heavy body gel. I guess I like it down there, down at the bottom. I used ivy green. A list of next week's class. Susan, as soon as I have it, I'll send it. I'll post it in the retailers group. I think we're going to be doing deluxe paste next week. Okay. So we are going to put this on here. We're going to be doing deluxe paste next week. All right, so let's get this out. This is a pretty heavy piece. I mean, I don't know how much it weighs, and this is a not even surface, you guys. So I'm going to put this on, and once I get that on there, and I'm putting it on a little bit uneven or kind of thick, because I sort of want it to grab and seat down into this uneven area. And so I'm just going to sort of gently, I'm not trying to push it all out, but I'm pushing it down gently enough. Some of it's going to spread out and it's going to stick on there. I got to let it dry really before I mess with it, but it is going to dry pretty much rock solid so that this little thing will never come off. Okay. So anyway, that's all I have for you today, you guys. Any other questions? If you do have questions, you can drop them in the comments. I'll try to come back through most of the questions you might have. Any of our retailers can answer too. So if you have a favorite retailer, by all means, ask them your questions too as you go. see anything else. It is not a self-leveling. Thank you for that question. It is not a self-leveling product. It's going to dry exactly how you leave it. So you need to take a silicone blade or something and smooth it out. Anything else? All right, you guys. Dina, you're so sweet. Okay, so next week I'll see you again. We're going to do deluxe paste, all things deluxe paste. And that's it for today. All right, you guys, have a great week. Remember, I'm live again on Tuesday and Thursday for Crafty Mixed Media on my page and the Decoupage and Mixed Media Inspirations group. And I will see you again. Thank you. All right, take care. Bye-bye.